Hello and welcome to this weather update. We have a lot to talk about here. It is about 3:45 p.m. on July 11th, and we have flash flood warnings in effect for it looks like parts of New York City, and this is due to these cells right here. There's not a lot of lightning with them, but it's just raining very heavy, and it's just sitting over the same areas over and over again. So it's producing some flash flooding. That's why we have these flash flood warnings in effect. You'll see here, actually, it's flash flood warning. It looks like maybe they just dropped it now. They dropped it for the New York City, but there's a one that looks like for part of New Jersey up there in northern New Jersey. And we'll look at the current conditions outside right now. We have, so we have a lot to talk about. While we're waiting for that to load, I'll just show you the smoke on the satellite yesterday. You can see how thick it was over us. And then this is going to be Barry. Talk about that too. So right now at Farmingdale, 80 degrees at dew point 69, mostly cloudy skies. And if we look at the Toms River, see how hot it is there. See if it's hotter there. Get another look at that radar too. So 84. Wow, dew point is a lot higher, 76. Alright, so here's the radar. You see all this rain breaking out. This was not actually predicted. None of the models picked up on this large rain complex that's moving into our area. None of the models picked up on this, but you could see a large area of rain. It looked like we were just going to have a line of storms move through, but instead we're having this big area of rain move through instead. Looking at the Ventu sky, we'll change this over to the radar so you can get a better look here at what's going on. So you can see we have this cell right over here, we have lighter rain over here, and then we have another area of more heavier rain over here. So you can see all this heavy rain here that we're going to have to deal with tonight. So it looks like we're going to get a soaking tonight. Maybe this might be a little moisture that's being spun off from the tropical system. Let me pull this out a little bit and see. Just pull this out. Come on, why won't this zoom out? Yeah, if you follow this may be a little piece of moisture that's coming from this. So here's two. Alright, still doesn't have a name yet, but here it is on the radar. Here it is, getting itself together. Alright, and we're going to be talking about this really shortly, but we can actually look at the wind speeds right now around it. Not too impressive right now. Nothing really too impressive going on right now. Hasn't really formed yet. It's still 2L. Alright, so let's look at the dew points across our area as well, because we're dealing with some really high humidity as well. So we're dealing with some really high humidity here, and the dew points in the 70s more or less, upper 60s, 70-degree dew points. So not much going on with the lightning. Not much going on. It's just these are just heavy rainmakers right now. That's what we're dealing with right now. So let's go to tropical tidbits and get the latest on this storm, this tropical system. We're going to have a soaker of an evening tonight. So future Barry, a dangerous flooding threat. So there's basically the flooding is going to be the main threat from this storm, not so much the wind. Here are the key. Here is the advisory. Barry is expected to bring storm surge, rainfall, and wind hazards to the central Gulf Coast. Tropical storm warning and hurricane watch are in effect. And we're going to actually go to the current storms right now. So it actually is now a tropical storm. Right? It just did to get a name. All right. So tropical storm Barry is now it has gusts up to, let's see, what is the wind speed here? Maximum winds 35 knots. So not a lot of wind, but a lot of rain with this system. So let's take a look at it on the satellite here, and you'll be able to see the convection is really just thriving here. And this is very warm water over here. This water temperature is near 90 degrees, so this thing's going to pick up strength quick, I think. You can see it's already exploding across the area. It's just exploding. And this is something that we have to be concerned about with the rainfall, because they've already received rain in New Orleans and had some flooding already. and this thing is not even a hurricane yet. All right, so that's what's going on with Barry. It does have an NHC forecast. So let's see what the NHC is saying here. It looks like it's going to become a hurricane. They're still saying it's going to become a hurricane before landfall, and there's already tropical storm warnings in effect for, it looks like, New Orleans, coastal Louisiana, and it looks like it's going to make landfall somewhere west of New Orleans. And then slowly, slowly this thing is going to be moving. This is the main threat here: rain west at 5 miles an hour. So it's barely moving at all. Again, this is what happens when you don't have steering winds in the atmosphere to move things along. So let's go to the models and let's see. Well, let's take a look at the models first and see what they're going to do with Barry. All right. So we're going to actually go. We'll look at our weather too, but let's go to the Gulf regions here first and see what the models are going to do with Barry. Now that Barry has a name, We'll take a look at it. So here it is. Here's the GFS, and you can see it just has it sit there, gather strength, and then hit just. It looks like GFS just has it like raking along the coast. It's gonna be a very slow mover, and this is why the rain is going to be the main threat, because it's just going to be sitting over the same areas. And I still am a little concerned about the wind too. We'll look at that in a minute too. So here it is. It doesn't really make landfall until tomorrow night into Saturday, and then it just tracks in, and it just brings us soaking to Louisiana, it looks like, in Mississippi. So we're going to have to really be concerned about this thing. And it's just going to take its sweet time moving up, as you see there. All right, that's the GFS. We'll look at the NAM. The NAM doesn't go as far out, but we can look at that too. Show you just how slow this is. They both agree on that landfall. Both the GFS and the NAM agree on that landfall. NAM might take it a little further west. But look, let's take a look and see how much rain this thing's going to generate, right? Because this is going to be the big thing here. When you take a look at the rain, oops, nope, that's not what I want to show. You take a look at the total accumulated precip. Take a look at how much rain. Look at how much rain they're getting. So these areas in yellow are 2 feet of rain. That's right, 2 feet of rain. So again, the rainfall is going to be the big threat, and this is going to be very bad for New Orleans. We could see a repeat of the kind of flooding we saw when Katrina hit, very possibly. So we're going to have to really keep an eye on this. It's not looking good for that area. And if we go to the GFS, you'll see a similar amount of rain here. Has a heavy rain over a little bit of a different area, but look at that. And this heavy rain is going to go into Louisiana and Mississippi and maybe part of Alabama as well. So it's really going to be a bad situation with the flooding from this storm. Really bad. And this is something we're going to have to keep an eye on for sure. As the climate change, as Paul Beckwith likes to say, the climate casino. You'll be dealing, you get dealt different cards in the climate casino. You can get dealt with smoke, you can dealt with heat, you can dealt with tropical storms, and all that stuff. So let's take a look at the NAM model for our area here, which, all right, that's 18Z. I don't have the 18Z yet, fortunately. But we do have the 12Z, so we can look at that. And look at the radar here. So we'll just move this back over here. So here we go. It didn't really pick up on this rain that's moving over us at all tonight. So it's going to be a wet evening. This wasn't forecasted by any of the models, but once again, in the climate casino, you have unexpected weather that can happen. And so expect a soaker of an evening tonight. And if we look at the HRRR model, which we'll look at that too. Let's see if that picked up on it. It picked up on it a little more. So you can see it's going to be a soaker of an evening. Probably not much severe weather, but just a lot of rain, which we do need. It's been a little dry over our area lately. We actually could use the rain. So speaking of rainfalls, let's look and see how much rain is going to be accumulating from this, and hopefully we can get some decent amounts of rain here. Yeah, some areas are going to get a lot, some areas are not. Looks like it has the heavier rain over Jersey on this run. Let's look at the NAM. Let's see. I'll actually go to the NAM 12 kilometers to give you a better, broader idea. So it looks like it has more rain over New Jersey and less over Long Island. Again, I don't know if I'm believing that or not. Actually, this is the 8th. Went back to look at the 12Z run. Don't know if I agree with that or not, because the models have really been off with the rain today. So I think we're all going to see an inch of rain out of this, maybe more. And maybe the GFS may have the right idea, having a broader area of an inch of rain. So GFS might have the right idea when it comes to the rain being more of a drawn-out thing this evening. So it does. It did have a better idea. So GFS definitely had a better idea. That moves out of here. We have better weather tomorrow and Saturday. And we can start dealing with the heat again. So we'll go to the temperatures next. Take a look at the temperatures and see what's going to happen. So temperatures today, not as hot, obviously, because of all the clouds and the rain. And for tomorrow, we get a little more sun, and it gets hot again. So maybe near 90 in Jersey, upper 80s on Long Island. And then for your Saturday, around 90, perhaps. It could be a little hot again. And for Sunday, same deal. It's going to be hot. You know the deal. So next look at the dew points. See what the dew points will be doing. So tomorrow we see the dew points maybe start to drop a little bit. Saturday we start to see a little more dry air coming into the area. A little more dry air coming in. And still some humidity hanging out on the east end there. And Sunday we still have this like little borderline area here. Alright, and then for Monday, Monday looks a lot nicer. A lot more. It looks like we got a much bigger push of dry air for Monday, it looks like. So that looks nice. What's going on over there? Alright, I'm not going to go into next week. Got too much to talk about in the short range. So let's go to the sky covers and see what we're going to have. Alright, so it looks like Saturday might be clear. Might be clear. I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath. Sunday, we may have a few more clouds. Monday, maybe a few more clouds. And then Thursday, or I'm not going to go again. Don't go that far out in the long range. Don't go that far out in the long range. Now, let me look at the NAM. Again, yeah, the 18Z has not come out, so we're stuck looking at the 12Z. There could also be a chance of a shower tomorrow. So here's Saturday. Whoops. Then it won't want to go any beyond that. So Saturday could be a nice day, but I think it's going to be a little hot. But we'll have to see. Remember, the smoke, we can't predict that. So yeah, apparently the last part of this doesn't want to load, unfortunately. So we'll go back to the precipitation and see if we have any chances of showers on Friday. There might be a slight risk of a shower or a thunderstorm, but I don't think it's going to be very widespread for tomorrow. So we'll have to see what happens as far as that goes. Let's lastly look at the satellite for our area to show you what we have here. So tons of clouds over us. But I'm hoping maybe the smoke gets pushed away. I'm hoping we can at least get some relief from the smoke. So we got a lot going on with the weather between that and now Tropical Storm Barry. A lot of things to watch. Well, that will conclude this weather update. So again, it's going to be a wet evening across the area. We're going right back to the radar again one more time to show you that. We have these showers across the area here. Plenty of showers. It's actually being a little too conservative with the rain coverage in my opinion. Let me just look at the Cape here for a minute. Let's see if we have any elevated Cape across our area. No, it remains to the west, so that's why I don't think we're going to see any severe weather. No, I don't think so. But we can look at the National Weather Service radar one more time and show you the rain that is now spreading over our area that will be with us for much of the evening. So that does conclude this weather update. Take care and thank you for watching.